Bah. Bloody hell. Right, let's start all over again. Hello and welcome. Happy Friday. Hello Twitch, hello YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications if you want your microphone to work. Thank you very much for pointing it out. It was working earlier. I had to turn the I had to reset the PC. It was working earlier because I was having a brief look at something. How very irritating. What a surprise. Well, it's a good way to start the day. How are we doing? You missed out all my... Was I even grumbling about anything at that time? I don't think you missed out on any grumbles. Because we didn't really have any, which is a good thing. But hello. I don't know. I think there must have been a... You know what? There was an NVIDIA driver update. That wouldn't have been it, would it? Who knows? Anyway, so far, long and short of it is, I have some edge highlighting to do on these boys. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. How you doing? What's cracking? I started like... I did. I started a couple minutes late because I'm trying to attach my Shopify shop to TikTok, which is not going smoothly. I've managed to get approved for business on TikTok, and just the Shopify app is not behaving itself. The Shopify TikTok app is not behaving itself. So I think I need to restart, delete it, and then restart. And then I will, like, once I start getting back to doing YouTube videos properly, I can start ripping out content that I can slap on cursed TikTok and then ignore for decades. And I was grumbling about the weather. That's what I grumbled about. It was a bit chilly. It's a bit chilly, and my hands are actually a bit... Like, I've sort of been painting all morning and stuff. And I was finding, apparently I went outside to go and make a sandwich before a very late lunch, and I was finding it hard to draw a straight line, or paint a straight line for that matter. It's the second one which has gone wonky. So this is slightly irritating. We're going to have to go in and repaint some of these actual panel lines, which we did in oil. Anyway, what else did I say? Oh yeah, basically we've already painted. I edge highlighted, initial edge highlights, 12 of them using electric blue this morning over magic blue, and then so we got to finish off these 4. Then we got to do all of these 4, and then we got 20 of these boys to do. We have made progress on them. I have done the plasma weaponry. I painted the... Like, it's not great. I haven't put any words or, like, pretend words or anything like that on, like, the dangly bits. You know. They're just basic geezers. So, done the transfers. So we did the transfers. We did some... The basing is just the entire situation. I think I'm just going to really leave it to the last minute when I've painted all 50 of them. I think we're going to do 40 this month. We've basically coming to the end of these 20. I'm hoping today or tomorrow. And then that will give me the rest of the month to get the other 20 blokes done. I'm not going to do like the final 10, which are essentially already painted, but just painted the wrong color. Like the wrong kind of blue that I've done the other 50 lads in. So I'm leaving those for a hot minute. And then I think we will. I'm going to have a proper think about the basing because I basically have 54 of the other Marines already based, but really basically, and I'm not happy with them. So we might just rip them all off the bases and do 104, 106 miniatures in one go, which is going to be terrible. But there we go. We will see what happens there. So, but first of all, we've got to get these things finished. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did get approved for TikTok. As much as I hate TikTok with a burning passion, at least I've been approved, so I can sell. Stuff TM. I might just take these off the what's it for the moment. Right. What am I? I've done all those weird sort of hexagon shaped things. Okay. Wet palette has water in. Yeah, my initial plan was to paint 52 Space Marines this month, but I think we're just going to cut it down to 40 this month, because I do have to attempt to cram in painting that Kratos as well. Don't know if we can really do that, but it'll certainly get finished next month. But next month we have a World Eater's Dreadnought to paint, which will be painted off camera, but there will become a YouTube video, hopefully. Just I've got to attempt to make all the footage and edit all the footage and stuff at some point. That's the issue. But that is the plan. There. Okay. Yeah, so this weekend, unfortunately, the Devastator squad is basically 10 tactical Marines. Well, two Devastator squads are basically 10 tactical Marines, 2 special weapons blokes, and then 8 heavy weapons blokes. So I'm going to do, next week, I'm going to do the 10 tactical Marines. And then the following week, which actually, hold on, 10 tactical Marines will take us up to how long? Let's call it 17th to the 23rd. And then that'll give us 8 days to do the Devastators, which are slightly tedious because they've got big weaponry, which kind of gets in the way of the actual miniatures, like because they get generally sort of slung across their chest. It's a bit tedious. Not looking forward to painting them, which is basically why I've left it to the last minute. Well, not the last minute, them to the last. Also does mean I've got to really keep an eye on that. Like, try and do as much as we can on camera for that. Hey, Lucian. How are you doing? Your weapon also occasionally gets in the way of your miniatures. It is a problem, isn't it? It's a legit problem that us lucky people have to contend with on a daily basis. Yeah. I'm doing all right. How are you? What is going on with yourself? Just trying to get these miniatures basically almost finished today. That would be the dream. I'm just really umming and ahhing about the stupid bases. I'm not happy with the original base. I'm not that happy with the bases that I did originally because they look rubbish. And like you can see the goblin green underneath. So I'm not really happy with them. I'm just trying to think of what I can do to bear in mind that I got 52 to do, like these assault geezers, the Devastators, and that other squad, and then potentially those the other original 54. Could turn that into a YouTube video. Can I rebase 106 miniatures in 24 hours? No. That pad looks amazing. Well, it's just merely a reflection of yourself. Surely, Lucian. Looking damn fine. Looks a bit like moss. Well, it was... I don't know. I didn't fully... The problem was I didn't fully commit to the Goblin Green because I should have done the rims as well. I think I thought at the time... Yeah. I thought at the time I didn't want to sacrifice all of my only pot of Goblin Green because I knew I had 106 miniatures or whatever it was to base. War Colors now have Goblin Green out. So I could potentially commit to doing a solid, rimming session. And get them all hosed down with the Goblin Green potentially. But I think also at the time I was thinking, I could do Goblin Green and then also be slightly more modern and do a black rim. It does look a bit mossy. It looks a bit... I don't really know what I was going for. I'm just a bit irritated at... Like with 40, 41 year, 42, whatever, however old I was in 22, 41. That age badge I'm irritated with for making a poor decision. The green adds a little bit of extra flavor in contrast to the red. Well, this is what I was thinking. I would like I went with the red, like, weaponry casing as a sort of a bit of a look back to, like, the second edition. Like, if I could find my old second edition miniatures, oh god, I'd be so happy. If I could find my old second edition Warhammer 40k box set, I would be so happy. It would be ridiculous. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to find it, though. I have a sneaky suspicion that box was yeeted by my brothers while I was in the States, which I'm very irritated about. Because I saw the other day, like, a mint. I don't know how mint it was. Anyway, second edition 40k box was like, I saw it 400, 500 quid upwards on eBay. I think it might have been them, because I know they also sold the Super Nintendo, and I think they might have been on a little rampage to either clear space in the house or make some money. But as my brother, like my youngest brother and I went halves on 40k second edition, like, it's all right. I'm just pretty sure I can't remember the conversation where they were saying, oh yeah, we're going to sell it. Do you want to keep it? So anyway, regardless, if I could find my old, or get my hands on an original second edition Space Marines, we would have to go fully very bright, saturated schemes for whatever we end up painting. I think if I got my hands on them, as much as I would be tempted to do sweet Ultramarines, I think I might be tempted to do Blood Angels in a proper second edition Rogue Trader sort of scheme. You know, that delicious bright red orange scheme. Okay, I've actually forgotten what the hell I was doing there. Oh, we were doing the turbine housings. Yeah, like, as much as, like, because I've got basically second company. I've mentally planned out sort of my first company. I'm just really waiting for the Assault Terminators to come out, get re-released. So I'm going to have first and second company of Ultramarines. I don't really need a third and fourth company. Because if I start going down that road, then I'm going to basically go, right, well, you've painted 3 companies now. You might as well paint the other 7. I don't want to go down that route. 2 companies is more than enough of Ultramarines. But some really jazzy second edition Blood Angels would look pretty dope, I believe the phrase is. Might as well, exactly, Lucian. I don't want to get, like, I already realize, like, buying that battle company back in 2007, great move. But back then I was also thinking, oh, you want to do first company as well, which is why I started buying some Terminators, and I got some Stern Guard, etc. That was always the plan. I just don't want to... Maybe in several years, I can talk myself into maybe doing another company, like a scout company. That would be pretty sweet. You know, scout company. Would be lovely. It's a slippery slope, yeah. And the problem is, dude, I've already got Imperial Fists for 40k and Horus Heresy, Death Guard for Horus Heresy and 40k, Blood Angels, Black Templars for 40k. So, like, I've already got lots of Space Marines to paint. I need to start just... The general plan is just to start clicking our way through them at the speed of a startled slug. However, I will never say no. So, like, if people want to buy me more Space Marines, I will never say no. It's a problem. What's your plan for the weekend, dude? I have Emperor's Children appearing tomorrow. So that's my plan. May attempt to do an unboxing video for them. I know they've already been unboxing videos for them, but whatever. They haven't seen mine, which is obviously the superior one to watch. Potentially. I might do it. I'm not sure. Problem is, I really need to decide how I want to paint them. That's the main issue. Do you? I do. Wait, hold on. What are you asking me? If I was still in collecting mode, I'd buy them. Like I couldn't. The problem was I couldn't resist, and I'm weak. I'm weak when it comes to buying space. I have two. I've got 4 weaknesses in life. One is not PG. Can't talk about that. The other's pizza. The other's Space Marines, and the other's Mordheim. But I was looking at a couple of lists using that box set as a starter, and I did think to myself, well, it would be rude not to have a 2,000-point army. So, the general plan, I'm going to have to go. I think I looked at. I'm going to have to see if I can find it. In fact, it might have been. God, it was like Goonhammer or something like that. I can't even remember the website. It's called Champions of. It was basically Fulgrim. Three demon princes, 2 with wings, 1 on legs like a peon, and a bunch of random things. There was... We're not using spiky bits as the website to click on. Goonhammer, here we go. Honestly, I might just steal their list, because then I don't have to think about it. But just as a... They were... I did have a look through the Goonhammer's... like run through of the 10th edition. It is weird, some of the choices that they've gone with. There are no Chaos Cultists, which is very disappointing, actually. I was kind of looking forward to some sexy cultists knocking around, but apparently not. We get, I say we, the Helldrake's back. The Mauler Fiend, but no Forge Fiend, which is weird. It's not great. It isn't great. I was kind of looking forward to having some, not necessarily like lewd cultists, not necessarily like anything like that, but I was just looking forward to cultists in general because I have a couple of boxes of like, I got the command squad and like a box of 20, cultists. I thought, sweet, I can finally use them. But now I'm going to have to find another army to use them with. Oh no. Black Legion. I don't think they work well with Death Guard. So I'll have to start... See, this is a problem. I'll have to start a Black Legion army now. It's terrible. So the Mauler Fiend. The Forge Fiend isn't. Which is weird. You get five demons. You get Shalaxi, Hellbane, the Keeper of Secrets, Demonettes, Fiends, and Seekers. Chaos has me. I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. But the list is the one I was looking at, and honestly, I'm just going to probably steal it because yoink, why not? It's already made, and I don't have to think about it. Really, And then I can have 2,000 points. So it's Fulgrim, Lucius the internal, Lucian, Lucian the Lucius the. Oh, he's now been renamed to the intern. Lucius the Eternal, 2 winged demon princes, a demon prince on legs, tormentors, 3 squads of those, 1 Mauler Fiend, and 3 war dogs. Oh, 3 war dogs. Oh, those are knights. No chariot? Yeah, no chariot. He usually is the intern. It's only when he's on his downtime. That's a weird. I wasn't expecting to see knights in there. Like the war dogs. I mean, I suppose that's. Unless I could do as allied units. I might try and see if there's something I can bring in. I can hold on. This is very important business. This is very important. Let's first of all make sure. Oh yeah. So Fulgrim, Lucius the intern, 3 demon princes. I've already got 1. I technically have another one, but one of the old metal ones, I think he's got an axe, which I could potentially use for some old hammer. The tormentors, the Mauler Fiend. So if I could find a way of getting that many points in the Emperor's Children, like tank-wise, that would be pretty sweet. Maybe triple Mauler Fiend instead. Because I don't think they have many, like, good anti-tank things. Slanesh historically had Questor and Subjugator Knight Titans. This is a major issue, Lucian. I have, as you may not know, or may know, I do have a Reaver Titan somewhere in storage, which I've yet to paint. My brain was initially thinking of putting them into Death Guard, but I could put them into Emperor's Children, or World Eaters. Yeah. So it's got the Apocalypse missile launcher on the back because I like the look of it, and I think it's got a. I believe I ordered the Turbo Laser Destructor and the Multi-Melter. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. They have, yeah, they do have flyers. They got the Helldrake. They got the Helldrake, baby. Where are we? Chaos Space Marines. So the old, I don't know what to call it. The where's it gone? That's a Hellbrute. This bad boy's back. The Demon Chicken of Doom. No transport, Rhino and Land Raider. I think Land Raider. I'm pretty sure Land Raider, but definitely the Rhino. I'm not really sure how I feel about this miniature in general. Truth be told, I like all the bits of trim. It's slightly terrifying. I would like the option to have smooth wings. Maybe just the outer edge can have a bit of trim, but smooth bits on the inside, because then you can paint. I say you can paint. I mean, I certainly can't, but one could hypothetically do some freehand designs on that free space. Exactly. Well, it does remind me very. That's the first thing I think. Like, honestly, I think of Galrock. That one 2-headed dragon thing. When I look at this, for no particular reason, but it's got a sort of, dragon's bonce kind of thing going on. So yeah. I don't think I'll be building them. Maybe April. There's no S. I'd have to break out the thesaurus for something I could thesaurisize some word that Slaanesh would be known for into amazing. After the fight, see, I don't remember. See, Lucian, I remember reading some battle reports of Epic, but I didn't get into I wasn't financially invested in it, so I didn't really learn much about it. I certainly never played it. I remember seeing the miniature. One of my friends had a few of the miniatures, which he collected. But that's beyond that. I'm not really familiar with it. I know probably. I don't know if you're on YouTube. Snakeworks does a lot of sort of Rogue Trader 2nd edition era kind of content, which I like a lot. He might know about that sort of stuff as well, because he does occasionally. He posts a lot of pictures from the White Dwarf magazines, etc. And be like, "Do you remember this amazing? What was it?" Etc. Etc. Right. Sorry, I was looking. Main problem is I don't really know how I'll paint my Emperor's Children. Okay, so here we go. What's not in the Chaos space? Here we go. Not in the Emperor's Children. We don't have no Hellbrutes, no Forge Fiends, no Predators, which is depressing. No Vindicators, no Chaos Bikes, no Dark Apostles, no Masters of Execution, Lord Discordant, Raptors, or Warp Talons, which is weird. I would have expected the Warp Talons and Raptors to be in there, and the Predators, because they're the Predators, and the Raptors, they're quick. Well, maybe not a Predator, but and no Chaos Cultists. So I can have Chaos Spawn slapped in there instead, which I might have to do at some point, but I'm not really keen on. I suppose I could. This is my chance to maybe finally do a conversion, but another conversion again. But I don't know. I don't know how I do my chaos. I don't know how I would get it to look. Start off with a Terminator, or start off with a bit some random husk, and then just stick on a bunch of tentacles and things. They are. Well, are there any Slaaneshi weapons? Vehicles? Hey, what's up, Avian? How you doing today? Damn right. Damn right. How you doing today, dude? Happy Friday. I'm glad the microphone was broken at the beginning of the stream, because I said Happy Tuesday about 3 times in a row. Before I was like, oh, that's not right. It's definitely Friday. Lucian, you should get back to collecting some GW, by the way. It's good for the soul. It's good for the soul. Okay, so we were in the process of edge highlighting jump packs, which was so thrilling. Until, of course, you smash the edge highlight into the dark bit. Doing okay? I'm attempting to. I don't think I'm going to get all 52 miniatures painted this month, but the problem is, I've also decided to attempt to also paint a Kratos this month. I don't think I'm going to paint that either, to be honest. So, I think that angle's all wonky. I think what I'm going to have to do is live with the eternal disappointment, and somehow we'll make it through. I don't think I just don't see the Kratos being finished this month in time. Which is irritating. Next month, though, we're painting the Dreadnought that I printed out. That will be a YouTube video. I was hoping the Kratos... I mean, maybe I will have to just delay the Kratos and like get the video done for the following month or something. It's just rather unfortunate. Because I've not managed... I managed to get one miniature finished in time for the Discord thing. And it's just been like one thing after another, which has kind of thrown a spanner in the works with the timing. Historically, they only ever have the Knights Titans that was specifically Slanesh, from what I remember. Doom Rider as well. Really? See, I'm now thinking of a knight or a titan with very sort of like slinky legs, if you know what I mean. Oh God, yeah, that's probably not the greatest thought. The chicken leg knights. Do people like chicken legs when it comes to robots? I'm not massively keen on that sort of... Not massively keen on it. I suppose it'll depend on the actual design of it at the end of the day, but generally the whole chicken leg thing is not great. Fabulous. Yeah, that is true. Because a few months ago I ended up buying Fabulous Bill. I ended up purchasing because I thought, you know what? With rumors of Emperor's Children on their way, it would be rude not to get Fabulous Bill. Doom Rider check. Do you reckon they'd bring a Doom Rider back? The Titans, wasn't it? Was it specialized Titan heads? Really? I'm not even familiar with these ones. Nurgle had the Plague Towers. Zinch had the Silver Towers and the Flyers. Khorne had the Brass Scorpion and the King of Beers. I hate that miniature. I really don't like that miniature at all. Like, I like what I like. Okay, my opinion on it, I don't like it as it is. What I like the chitin, you know, I like the chitin with the legs. The fact that they basically just whipped its top off and slapped it on some tracks with some beer bottles on the back makes it look like garbage. So I like that aspect of it, the chitin bit, but I reckon they could have done something with the tracks and the beer cans, the beer cans instead, like some sort of blood spewer. I don't know. They could have made it a massive, like, weird, flamey weapon which spews blood somehow and slows people down, so that the Khorne people can run in and just bonk them on the head with an axe, cleave them asunder. There was a specific Slaanesh Titan head. Had a long tongue and bug-like eyes. Oh my god. Oh dear. Doomwings and Firelord for the Zinch Flyers. You love that? Really? You like that Cornwall machine? I like the chitin. And as soon as I saw the Lord of Skulls, I just looked at it and thought, oh my god. It just doesn't look right to me. It really doesn't look right. I don't know how they could improve it. They could just whip the torso off and like the upper body. Or, yeah, that's all they can do that and then something else. Put something on there. It doesn't have to be like a weird, like, half torso. Very much Smash TV track boss for anyone. Smash TV sounds familiar. But I don't know why. They were small. They were indeed. They were small, yeah. It was on the first WD cover I'd ever purchased. Oh, well, there you go. That's the problem. Isn't it, Lucian? It's all that sweet nostalgia for you. I can't remember my first White Dwarf, so I'm not quite conflicted. A second. No, it's all right. It's all right. I wish I could remember. Like, I remember some of them specifically. I sort of started buying them regularly, somewhat, late 90s. I purchased a few here and there before that, and I purchased them for a good year or two, or subscribed even for a good year or two, and then moved to the States, and then I came back and started getting them again. But yeah, I wish I still had them. They're probably with my second edition Warhammer 40k box in someone else's house. Oh, yes, I am thinking of the upscaled one. Okay, so we're talking about the epic one. Hold on, the lid is going back on. We're supposed to be edge highlighting today, by the way. In case you don't know, folks, we've managed to do 2 so far. We've got another 6 more of these and then 20 geezers. So, you know, it's fine. I need to drink some coffee. I'm getting a sore throat. Probably from yapping so much. Wednesday's stream, we barely did any yapping. It was mostly actual painting. It was a good time. Not that this is not a good time. What am I looking for? What was it called? Epic Lord of Skulls? Was that what it used to be called? Lord of the Dance? That's what the Slaanesh one should be. Lord of the Dance. Something like that. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm evidently completely not familiar with this. Oh. Wait. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I found a post. We got some Slanesh. We got the hell. Okay, folks, it's some education for me. It's something I rarely need because I'm just so knowledgeable. But once in a blue moon. Because you took the camera off yourself and just waved your hand. I really did, Avian. Yeah, I know. It was great. It was great. I was dancing away, having a whale of a time without having to worry about being clipped. White Dwarf 150. The flicking of the eyeball, peak streaming. So there's the Hell Knight with the leggy legs, stockings and suspenders, and a ball gag. Surely. Oh, there's like... That looks like a fish head. From this angle, this looks like a fish head with an eyeball there. I know that's a bit of a laser gun or something, but it looks like a fish head. Straight out of More Time, obviously. Subjugator with pincers. That's weird. The Subjugator. So it's got leggy legs, sort of chicken leg things, pincers, and a sort of weird scorpion laser tail thing. There's a Hell Scourge. Did they basically turn that into a weird sentinel at one point? Oh, here we go. Nurgle the Contagion. Yo, look at this. This is amazing. Look at that bad boy. Holy moly. See, this is the problem. I remember Epic really vaguely. I only really remember, was it the Colossus? And like the land train thing. And like all the unit, like tiny little Space Marine units things, but I don't really remember much of the Chaos stuff. Lord of Battles even. The squat one, yeah. The squat land train. I only very vaguely remember reading them in a couple of White Dwarfs that I managed to either pinch, not fully pinch, but like read from when a friend had finished reading it, that kind of thing. And I can't, like the Merry Hills Center, the Games Workshop. I can't really remember what games they played in there. I was just more like I was staring more at the miniatures, going, if I can afford one of those, can I afford one of those? Will I be able to afford a film later on as well? Probably not. I got that really. How much do I want to watch Speed? Turns out I really wanted to watch Speed. Sandra Bullock, peak. Had a gyrocopter on it that acted as a spotter. Bloody hell! See, your knowledge of this is way beyond me. I'm gonna have to import you for brains. Followed up by Demolition Man, of course. It's a bit of a juggle. Which version there that we like the most? So we've got the Demon Engines, the Doom Blaster. These miniatures, my god. The Brass Scorpion. With, like, instead of pincers, it had whirly blades. And a Blood Reaper. Cauldron of Blood. They made a Cauldron of Blood for Age of Sigmar, didn't they? Or was it the old world? Fantasy. Tower of Skulls. And the Death Dealer. My mind is like some dodgy sort of casino card dealer. Quad Mortar for the win. The skull on the front is very goofy, though. They're all very goofy. There's the Lord of Battle. Here we go. The Lord of Battle. Big shooter, the big weird axe thing. The head. Cauldron of Blood. Yeah. Zinch had air war covered with Doomwing fighters and Firebird bombers to accompany. There's no picture. Curse them. Did I not? Aye. That's a tiny picture. The Death Dealer and the Lord. Yeah, that makes sense. I just don't think they had so much space to do a good job of it, and they did that. Like I do like these. I like this aspect of it, like the blood bottles. He just looks goofy with like a great big cannon in his stomach, big axe, shooter. I reckon they should have gotten rid of this body and done some sort of weird, either blood sucking weird device to fill up these bad boys, or blood venting cannony bits like spewer type deal. And then they could have just not have to worry about having to deal with this monstrosity. I don't know. Just not keen on it. What do you mean I'm a heathen? Are you like this on purpose? It has different nozzles. Where are the nozzles? Are you saying this is a nozzle here? One is like a flamethrower? I mean, what does it do? Does it suck blood or vent blood? I mean, what is this? Do we know? Anyway, suffice to say, I don't like the miniature. I just always thought it was weird. Like, why have thigh armor? Just an excuse to put more skulls on it? Oh, years ago. Yeah, I don't know. Anywho. Shan't worry about it too much. I'll try not to worry about it too much, at least. Right, where are we? Get back to painting. Okay. Edge highlighting. Oi. So we are going to be edge highlight. We are using electric blue. We might use deep sky blue after this as a final edge highlight, or Space Wolves grey. Really depends on how much sanity I have left by the time that happens. It could well be 0. This is like a very dodgy first highlight as well, so the irritating part of me wants to paint another edge highlight after this, but I don't know if I will. I mean, it's good enough for Disney. Okay, let's get these bad boys on the go. All right, Sonny Jim. Oh god, the seagulls are making a racket outside, squawking around like it's nobody's business. Swear to God, I've forgotten how noisy they were. When I used to live in Brighton, they were so noisy. It's like, shut up, you flying rats. Save that for the characters. I mean, that's usually what I do. It's usually what I try and do. Or attempt to do. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking earlier when I was... What I need is, for batch painting, I need some kind of rotisserie... chicken rotisserie kind of deal that spins around and I can just do... Because I was basically doing that earlier today. I was just like rotating... And then doing this. Like this. Oh, not like that. That's a disaster, and I feel ashamed now that I did that. Eternal shame. Chicken, rotisserie chicken, yes. Well, I was thinking about some sort of rotisserie chicken spinner thing. So that I could batch paint many miniatures without, like... So I could keep the angle the same of the paintbrush. And then just, like, do this. Just rotate the bit in. And I wouldn't have to change the camera angle. The angle of the... the angle of the dangle. The sort of, you know... My brain was going, oh yeah, that would make things so much quicker. You'll be batch painting armies in no time. And then I was thinking to myself, well, that's very true. It's an amazing idea. You should have more amazing ideas like that. Then we can actually finally get some armies painted instead of just chatting. So a brush is held in place with a vise and you attach the backpacks onto... I mean, basically. That kind of deal. You know? Oh, some of these highlights are not great. Frightfully sorry. Thankfully, this is not a commission, so I don't have to worry about really apologizing. I just have to apologize to myself. Don't know if we'll... Maybe we'll... I should really... Once... Oh, God. I've got to add more items into Shopify. And then I need to do bloody Etsy, which I've completely neglected this month, unfortunately. And then I need to start working on my website again. Finally, attempt to do some blog posting and things. Afterwards, you can say I decided to repaint them with white scars. Or use a Dremel. Surely... Oh, God. One would want to paint a good chapter or legion, though. You know? Hi. Dark Angels. Come on now, let's not go too far ahead of ourselves. I'm going to go home with Prom Queen Badger. Wait, what? Was there a comma supposed to be in there? Avian. Or are you suggesting I'm a prom queen? I mean, it goes without saying that I'm not, but if I was, everyone would be #truly blessed. If that was the case. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, hello. That one's on its way. Might have to actually whip these off now. Talking about prom queens. I don't know. Do you have a tiara and a dress in the closet? I don't. No. I was just pondering, like maybe like a dress had hypothetically been left at my house, but I don't think so ever. I don't really go around collecting other people's clothes. How about you? Do you have a tiara knocking about? Actually, you know what, though? A tiara might be good for keeping the hair out of the way. Once it starts to grow a bit, maybe instead of a new streaming PC fund, we have a diamond tiara fund instead, which is also conveniently the same price as the stream PC. But it might be kind of good to keep the hair out of the way from, like, when you're leaning forward to concentrate really hard, the hair just, like, you know, gets in the way sometimes. I know some people are blessed with no hair, and you don't know my struggles, but it's okay. It's all right. An Ultramarines tiara. I sometimes want to pronounce that tiara for some weird reason. But anyway, maybe you put a really dark thought, which I will keep to yourself, Badger. Is the owner of the dress in the closet with the dress? Is that what you're suggesting, Avian? I do and ah about this blue quite a bit. Like, it is quite bright. It is quite a bright blue. And I've got to dig out the other. I have painted another Ultramarine Primaris miniature, which I really did like. In fact, I did a YouTube video on it. But it's not as bright as this blue, these lads. But it is brighter than these ones, which is, I think, is Necron Abyss and then Regal Blue. And then I probably smashed some Null Oil or whatever it was at the time, 2007, over the top of it. No, I was going to say I'm very happy that your parents love you. They do. At least so I've been told. And that is a lucky thing, obviously. Because I know there are plenty of people who do not have that. And that is not a good thing. However, by the way, if you are on Twitch, hello there. Don't forget to use your channel points for the community goal. I don't know how many points we're into it, but we're halfway into the month, basically. Essentially. Not sensually, essentially. How far into that viewer rewards? How far into it? Do I have to start shaming people into 37% of the way through? Folks, we have to knuckle down. Get these things done. Good old Noel. I know. These boys. So this was for my Age of Sigmar army. They were supposed to be from New Nuln in Age of Sigmar land. I think I'm actually going to rip them off the bases and put them onto proper bases. You know how the old Japanese have a trope of drawing on people's faces when they're asleep? No, I don't. I mean, is this similar to the old trope of college kids or potentially army people drawing on their, friends' faces when they're passed out, sort of various kind of phallic images or swear words? Yeah, Gabba. 4 hours. How you doing, dude? I promise we are doing lots of it. Your brain went there. It's not nice. It's quite horrid, and I'm not happy with it. Avia, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, so we are basically doing that. We're going to get these 20 lads finished. I don't know if really... I'm really leaving these 20 Devastator Marines, although I know it's basically just 10 Devastators and then another tactical squad. I'm just leaving them right to the last minute. What we need is really an automated edging device. Do you know what I mean? Getting there. Legs are knackered, but getting stronger. Hell yes. Hell yes, brother. Anyone have sackcloth? You need that and a hair shirt. Oh, God. Avian, come on now. You don't need that. Let's go topless. Hair shirt. Oh, I remember when... So at school we had to do the, like, cadets thing. So I joined the army bit. And... So we were giving out basically uniform type thing. The shirt was everyone had nicked, I don't know. Anyways, it was the Hairy Mary shirt, which was very unpleasant to wear. Not pleasant to wear at all. An edging device, yes, Gabba. What? Do you think I'm onto an idea there? I've been pondering it today. Topless in this weather, hell yeah. A large body of water, sun and pasty knee results in very red... I know. Well... And everyone else is just blessed from being able to gaze upon your natural form. Jesus. Blind them? Surely not. Empower them. I'm pretty sure someone already had that idea. Curse them. They've stolen my ideas, Gabba. These utter rascals. Yeah, but we could just rebrand it. You know? You know, like... dear. It might do, but it might not. It might send them to... Like, give them, put them to a state of euphoria, essentially. You know? Potentially. I don't know. I did kind of like Wednesday's stream, but I don't know if we'll do too many like that. That is the day that I normally sort of reserve to kind of attempt to record stuff for YouTube, which I haven't really done in a while, but it is blocked off for that purpose, as well as Thursdays. So I don't know if we'll do a stream like that. It does enable me. I can record at the same time as streaming, so I could still do stuff for YouTube, but I don't know. We did play some absolute bangers all day, though, which was a good time. But because we're dual streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I can't do that the rest of the week because we were playing definitely not copyrighted music. You got Zombella to Moss? I did. That is true. That is true. Hopefully she got all her like packing for the film done and some mini painting done and all the other stuff that she wanted to do. It's all right, Avian. It's all right. You're not obliged. There's no obligation. Ah! Maybe I should start obliging people and be like, listen. You have to turn up. For my if there's any hope of us hitting partner, you have to turn up every single time I stream until I hit partner. No, absolutely. This is we can't. There is no. You have to do it. That you can't get out. It's servitude until we hit that thing. Then you'll be screwed. It's moral support. I do honestly. I can't believe I drew that line. That I'm really irritated now. Flipping Nora. It's weird how bright this color looks going on fresh, and then it dries kind of darker. Oh, I buggered up this one as well, did I? Shoot. No, obviously I appreciate anyone turning up, even just to say hi. But we do want to kind of improve the stream or YouTube things this year. That is the main plan, alongside the Cursed store, which is almost sort of fully up and running. That is the plan for this year, basically. We do have. I'll keep looking over at the Greater Demon of Nurgle over there, just chilling. We do have to repaint that. What was that? At some point. Well, I just need to find his head. And I think his other arm. Or did I find that? I got to find his optional bits and pieces, basically. I thought I still had them in a box, but they didn't appear in when I unboxed everything. So evidently there's at least one box of auxiliary fleshy bits for the Greater Demon of Nurgle just right there. But I'm going to glue him together rather than magnetizing him, and then I'm going to fill in any bits and pieces, then we'll just repaint him entirely, because I'm not entirely happy with how he's looking anyway. I'm getting my Emperor's Children tomorrow, obviously. What else is being up for pre-order this weekend? It's a whole load of rubbish, isn't it? Or have they got anything remotely interesting up? Let's have a very quick look. I see Space Marine 3 is officially in development as well. Which is interesting. Might have a computer in time for that one. The army set, yeah, the yeah, the army set, the all new minis. Because quite often they'd sort of bring out an army set and it's like, 50% new, and the rest is like some old geezers. Which is, if it had been more like that, then I probably wouldn't have purchased it. But with it them being all new, I thought, why not? Why not? Might as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this article, but with Games Workshop's new website, it's just the work of the devil. Oh, it's Necromunda stuff. Like, I will get this book at some point, because I always like getting their Necromunda books. Oh, the Ash Waste Nomad sort of second edition minis, so to speak. So like the second wave of their minis. And auxiliary arms. I do like these arms because I think they can go quite well with like Chaos Cultists or Imperial Guard for that matter, if you fancy something saucy conversion wise. And this very strange fortified hab module, which doesn't make much sense to me, but there we go. And the Zone Mortalis Ruined Underhive sector. This is the only thing I think which is really tempting, but God knows how much that costs. Lots TM. And that's about it. Yes. The Lord Exultant, I believe it's called. I believe it's called the Lord Exultant. Or Jeff. This one. I still don't know what color I'm going to paint them. I am mentally struggling a little bit with what. Like, there's the pastel pinks. There's like the juicy magentas, or the. What word do I want to use instead of juicy? Which begins with M. There's a word in my brain. I can't quite summon it. Anyway. Or actual purples. Or go completely rogue and paint some other scheme. Maroon? I'm not sure about maroon. Mauve. I mean, that could be. I mean, or one just goes 1980s disco. Or 1980s sort of arcade. With all the neon lights. Just maximum fluorescence. I'm typing capitals now. I did see a bit of a. I didn't actually see her video yet, but I saw a bit of a shoulder pad that. Let me see if I can find the post. Where's Darcy? I saw she did a video which I've not clicked on yet. I've been meaning to. But there's a shoulder pad which caught my eye. And I believe she's done a video on it. Where's the pedal gone? This shoulder pad here, the green and blue, I was thinking, whoa. You've not seen any with animal print on yet? Yeah, I also want my sanity, Lucian. That's the problem. I would like my sanity. Painting a bunch of leopard spots or cheetah spots or whatever spots or stripy bits might actually drive me around the I've already gone mad. Might drive me around the bananas, apparently. Drive me around the bend is what I actually meant to say. But I do really like this shoulder pad she's done. Like when she posted it, I saw that and I was like, whoa, is that legit? Is it too legit to quit? Yeah. Like, I'm not, like, that's the one which jumped out. So, I mean, I think it's just the colours and everything else was, like, shades of pink and purple, etc. I don't know. I've got to mull over it a little bit more. But we got to bear in mind, bear in mind we got Fulgrim to paint as well at some point. So we need to make it work with BDSM Fulgrim. Who loves his black vinyl. Northern Lights, yeah. Oh, God. I think this paint's... It's a wet palette, still wet? Yeah. Anyway, what are your plans for the weekend, folks? Obviously, apart from biding your time until my next stream on Monday. I mean, that goes without saying, though. Drat. I have started watching The Walking Dead, by the way, in case any of you missed that news. Somehow I'm on series 3 already. And I've been reminded how much I hate some of the characters in it. Well, two specifically, and some of the others just like very irritating. Who? Okay, unfortunately, okay. Andrea and Laurie drive me around the bend. For different reasons, and Carl, he can also do one. Like, it would have been better if he'd been turned into zombie bait long ago. I don't. It's just. I think it was. I think for Laurie, it was specifically like. It was the whole sort of thing. It was like the irritation point like came to its like bit when it was like, oh, so you would kill someone for wanting to take something that you loved away from you, something along those lines. So she said that, and then Rick was like, yes, and then she straight up after that said, Follow that up with, so Shane thinks I'm his. Basically saying, so you need to kill Shane. So he does that, obviously. And then she gets pissed at him for doing that. It's like, I find that I remember watching it the first time and getting really irritated with that whole bit as well. And then now I've rewatched it and I'm irritated all over again. But she's not that bad in comparison to Andrea, who's just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Drives me around the bend. And I also almost get tempted to just skip entire scenes with her in it. But she's currently rocking around with Michonne, who I like. So, I don't know. Feel conflicted there. I don't think I'll be skipping any scenes. But, there we go. Very irritating, though. I don't know how far into this I'm going to get this series. This watch through. Yo, I managed to get a very smooth blue on there. I had to paint that with a paintbrush as well. I'm going to give myself a little round of applause for that. Smooth with a capital smooth. What did Andrea do? Good fucking question. What did she do? Oh no, she's absolutely just her general attitude in general. I wasn't actually expecting to having this discussion, so I don't have all my points like written down in my brain on reasons why I find her so irritating. Her general demeanor, her just the way she is, just breathing alone is the main reason. But hold on, we're gonna have to actually rack our brains now. I've been putting her out of my mind. It's hard to actually remember anything. Hold on, I'm gonna need some time to remember. So okay, I'm gonna have to really think about this. Actually, I'm drawing a complete blank on. I just find any scene she's in, like, instantly go. Ugh. So hold on. Yeah, I'm completely on the spot now. Now it sounds like I'm being unreasonable. I swear to God, I'm not being unreasonable. It's not one of those. It's not one of those times. Oh, well, for one, she wants basically pretending like she knows best when what's her face? Beth. So what's his face's daughter, youngest daughter. She basically gives up after the barn gets emptied. She's like, oh, what's the point? And all that kind of stuff. And she's like, I want to, you know, end things, right? And then Laurie stops her, I think, the first time. She yoinks the knife, like basically a steak knife type deal. She yoinks that from her after, so she doesn't have the chance. And then Andrew's like, oh, yeah, she should have let her have it so she can attempt it. She wants to do it, she'll do it, etc., etc. Meanwhile, bearing in mind, this is Andrea had previously wanted to do that at the end of season 1, was it? When the CDC went up in the air. But Dale sat down with her and sort of guilt tripped her into out of doing it. So she at the time wanted to do it, and then that was it. She didn't attempt to do it again. For whatever reason. But then now she's like giving what's the features Beth, that's her name. The opportunity, you know, it didn't make any sense to me, and I found it slightly irksome. And then the whole, just her general demeanor and attitude, just very, 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 very irritating. I found, at least. I'm going to grumble about characters and shows that I barely watch. Next up, Star Wars. Yeah. I did like that bit. I kind of wished... I mean, there's only so much one could have done in that, especially with the diesel running out. They could have kind of potentially done runs outside for more diesel for the generators. But there wasn't a huge amount of stuff they could have done with the CDC, I suppose. Potentially ransacked it and taken all the food, etc., and then let it go up in the air. But like beyond the couple of episodes we got in that, it was a shame. I did like that. What's his name? Jenner. Dr. Jenner. Isn't that owned by Disney? Yeah, that's why I hate it. Not the. I found it all the new ones, obviously, like the originals and the prequels, which I've come to enjoy a lot more. Not massively, but I enjoy them a lot more than I used to. Because I mean, Disney also owns. What else do they own? Probably Aliens and Alien at this point, which is very depressing. But there we go. Them buying it doesn't mean they had creative control over it. So I can get my brain around some of these things because they have obscene amounts of money, even though they kind of try and throw it away as much as possible with like what's that latest flop they've done? Snow White. I think they even. You like the prequels? What's your favorite prequel out of the 3? Like I did like when they went to Mufasa. Mufasa? That's not the right. I'm good. That's Lion King. Mustafa. Oh, freaking hell! What's the planet that Darth Vader likes to chill out on? Strangely, even though it's really hot. It begins with an M. It's not one of the Disney characters that I just named. Alien series, what? Oh, yeah, Mustafa. Which is a Disney character, I think, as well, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, it. I'm struggling to remember my Disney at this point. Anyway, whatever. I like the first one. Weirdly. You know, Darth Maul was very cool. I think we can all agree on that. The second one, I actually struggle to remember which one's which. When it comes to, like, I remember the fight on the lava thing, and I remember the fight in the gladiatorial arena with the monsters. I do get a bit, and I remember that sort of fight when that assassin tries to kill Padme, with the weird sluggy snake things, and then Doobie Firkins goes. Anyway, that whole chase thing. Yeah, you are right. I was just pronouncing it weirdly, which is throwing my brain off. It was instantly making me think it was. I was getting confused with some Disney character. I do like them. I mean, when they first came out, I certainly watched them, but I don't know. They didn't seem right at the time. I think that was the main problem. They didn't seem right at the time. But saying that, all the new rubbish that they've put out, my God. It's like they don't like money. You would have thought Star Wars should be just like a print money thing. I think that's why they purchased it. But there we go. I did like Rogue One a lot. That's basically the only one I've watched more than once. This is a weird thing. I've watched episode 7. I watched episode 7. And I think I watched episode 8. And I just gave up. I've not seen the 9th one. I don't even know what it's called. Oh wait, hold on, have I? Hold on, what's I've forgotten the name of the... Hold on. I might have seen episode 9 by accident. I don't even... Episode... Nerf? The Rise of Skywalker. I don't think I have seen episode 9. I don't think I have seen it. No, I've not seen it. I've not seen it. Which is, you know, for like someone who used to love Star Wars a huge amount, it's fine, a bit baffling, but there we go. Aesthetically, the prequels, well, this is exactly the thing I was going to get around to saying. Like, aesthetically, the prequels are... Well, I think they were also supposed to be at the time. Like, I bought the 3, the makings of... I can't remember what the design books, when they were coming up with all the designs for stuff. I mean, they had to aesthetically make... They wanted... Padme's planet to be very, like... Was it sort of... Italian styled kind of, you know, Venice styled kind of things going on, I think. Verdant. I've seen Rogue One. I haven't seen episode 9 of Star Wars. And I don't really feel like, which is weird. I couldn't wait to see the first like series, episode 7, when it came out in cinemas, and I came out of that very underwhelmed, thinking, well, have I just wasted 2 hours or whatnot? And I thought, well, I'll give the next one a go. Problem was, I had the exact same issue when Battlefield 2042 came out. I had great hopes for it, and then I was let down tremendously. But there we go. Such is life. Yeah. It was Joss as well, and that's the point. I thought, well, screw it. I'm not even going to bother with episode 9. The only way I'd watch that is if I was potentially drunk. And seeing as that rarely happens, I'm basically probably not going to ever see it, which is no big deal, really. But yeah, Rogue One, when that came out, I thought, you know what? It fitted in aesthetically, I thought, with... like before episode 3, 4. You know, it had all the weird things looking correct. which was snazzy. I liked it. And I've watched that a few times. All right, ladies and jelly spoons, let's crack on with this. Whoopsh. Whoopsh. Oh well. I hear Kathleen Kennedy is off this year, apparently. So there is hope that I don't know. God, talking about great betrayals. The hell's that? Oh, I've got, because I'm watching Dubry Firkins, Walking Dead. I keep getting adverts for some new show. God, what's it called? I can't even remember. Denise Richards in it. Is in it. It's like a fly on the wall kind of thing. Obviously, great betrayal. Carmen the Betrayer in Starship Troopers. But all I remember from the adverts is like, because I'm not actually looking at the screen when Walking Dead is massively on. I like keep looking up at when I hear someone scream or get shot or whatever, or there's an argument. Otherwise, it just sort of plays on in the background. But then all I remember from the adverts is saying, I'm back. I'm not entirely sure what she's been in, apart from Starship Troopers, that one James Bond film, and there was a murder one with Neve Campbell called something or other that I've forgotten the name of. Anyway, so there's like 3 films. I don't know what else she's been in, so I don't know, like, when she says, I'm back. Oh, you've been somewhere. Wild Things. That's the one. With that one bloke in that Jeff. She was in a beauty contest film as well. She was in a beauty contest, was she? Film. Not with Sandra Bullock, surely. Which, funnily enough, am I getting my films? Was she in, oh God. Was she in Miss Congeniality? Is that what it was called? Is she actually like a secret agent, kind of like or a police like undercover kind of person? Or am I just imagining films into existence that have not existed before? In which case, if you're watching Hollywood scriptwriters, I got good ideas. I can give you some amazing ideas on stuff which should happen. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Oh, that one. Okay, I've not seen that one. I remember the title. Miss Congeniality is Sandra B. Yeah. Although I don't think I've seen that film. Actually, I'm saying that. I think. Is she completely out of kind of I don't know, out of sorts in that film? Like, because obviously if she's like an undercover person, and she has to sort of walk around in ridiculous high heels and stuff. Maybe I've seen clips, or maybe I have seen it once. It's no Speed or Demolition Man, no, that's for sure. Drop Dead Gorgeous, I definitely have not seen. Definitely not seen that one. Although I remember the title. Not missing anything? Okay, cool. I would have to find it in between the endless repeats of The Thing and Ghostbusters and Big Trouble in Little China. If I was missing something, that's basically all I watch. I watch YouTube videos. I watch basically a loop of a certain few films: Alien, Aliens, The Thing, Ghostbusters, Big Trouble in Little China. Basically, lots of Kurt Russell films, Arnie films, and really bad horror films, like intention. I don't know if the filmmakers are aware when they make the films if it's a bad film. Like, do you think they're aware of like how bad it is? Surely they must know. Like when they came up with Pterodactyl. Oh, amazing. I've not seen that in a while, actually. I need to. You would have thought they must be. I'm going to plonk this on this. I need another bit of paper. I've completely stopped painting and just talking about rabbiting on about films. I'm just trying to think if there are any other films I watch loads of times. I usually end up watching bloody Apollo 13 quite a lot when that's on. Event Horizon. Love that film. Bugger. I'm done with holding that on that. Music stopped. Okay, must be... Okay, hold on. Synthetica. Let us go to... We're going to give this one a go. All right. I need to watch... God, I almost said Species. That's a film I've not seen in years. I need to watch Tremors. Sometime soon. Can probably do without seeing Species again for a while. I'm just seeming to remember who's in that. Some Natasha Henstridge. I have no idea what else she did. I'm genuinely shocked that name appeared in my brain. I don't know what else she did. Film-wise. I believe Michael Madsen was in that. And the Hulk? No, hold on. Was it the Hulk? No. Is it Dr. Octopus? Bloke, actor? The series... Wait, hold on. The series of what? They didn't make a series of Species, did they? I know they made a bunch of films. Oh, Madston and Ben Kingsley, that's it. And, no, I seem to think, like, Ben Kingsley was in it. Yeah, he was, like, the tracker bloke, I think. Natasha Henstridge was the actual... And then there was... oh, God, what's that woman's... What was she in? There was another woman in it. Blonde woman. I want to say she was in CSI something or other. Probably the original, the original, whatever it was called. CSI thingamajig. I'm having to Google it. If it ruins my search history, so be it. Species. I can't spell. Alfred Molina, yeah. Yes, my powerful knowledge. Yeah, Natasha Henstridge, Ben Kingsley, Forrest Whitaker, of course. Michael Madsen, Alfred Molina, Marge Helgenberger. So who was Marge Helgenberger? What was she in? She was in CSI. CSI Catherine Willows. That's what I remember her from, which I watched. I really liked the first CSI. actually, I just remembered why I liked that one. Yeah, I did like the first CSI. CSI Miami was like a bit it was okay. Memeable, but yeah. There's a Tremors. I know they made a bunch of Tremors films. I've forgotten they made a TV series. I remember now, actually. Yeah, I've not seen that. You missed out on CSI. I was living in the States when that one appeared. Really like that. I used to watch CSI. Probably Law and Order as well. And then I also used to watch... There was a show called Third Watch, which was basically following law enforcement, like the police, ambulance people, and fire engine people. On the third shift, which is basically, evening, I think? Or, yeah, I think it's evening. Anyway, whatever. I really like that show. And... I believe... Hold on, now I'm going to have to Google this last thing. I seem to remember one of the characters, Bosco. Third Watch actually ended up in Battlestar Galactica as Apollo. Let me just see if my knowledge is all-powerful yet again. It is all-powerful. It's almost... Oh, hold on. Well, let me take that back. It might not be as powerful as I thought it was. So it was in Third Watch. Okay. No, I take it back. It was absolutely Absolutely not powerful at all. Very weak. Very weak memory. I thought I was onto something then. He does look Okay, my memory has him looking similar. Ish. Okay, yeah. Anyway, whatever. I can't even remember what I was going with. I did watch Battlestar Galactica though, which was good. But yeah, so that's what I watched. I didn't really watch like a huge amount. Like my roommate was watching bloody. Was he watching Road Rules? Some awful TV show, and some other. I think that's like the initial iteration of a lot of these awful TV shows that exist. It's absolutely terrible. Okay. Da, 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 da. So yeah, I think tomorrow the main plan is to kind of I may attempt an unboxing of recording the Emperor's Children. Won't be able to build them though until next month, and then I've basically got to attempt to crack on with the tactical squad at least that we're going to be painting most of, finishing off next week. And a little bit of the tank as well. Do, 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 do. What's up, Jimmy? How's it going, dude? Happy Friday. They're going. We're on to the incredibly joyful edge highlighting of 20 Marines and their bloody jetpacks. just we are making progress though. So like the main issue is the basing situation. Well, it's not the main issue. One of the issues is the basing. I've not quite decided what I want to do. How are you doing? Do thank you, by the way, for the Ve Victor stuff. I have looked at their range of minis, like every so often, and they're definitely on the radar. And like buying some of their war bands is definitely going to be in my future. But I did want to show you. How dare you, Airbrush? If I go to my library, I can show you. Yeah, the edge highlighting is just. Oof. I've been plowing through. I'm like halfway through series 3 or something of Walking Dead again. Just. So if I go to my library, where are we? On my mini factory. Hopefully we're on the right page. Hey, something else has been added. That's always fun. If I go to Axia, where are they? Are you aware of Axia? They've done a couple of Kickstarters. Witch Scourgers, Warbands. They got sweet hats. What about doing the Walking Dead game on Twitch sometime? Do I even own that? I should probably see if I own that game. But if not, there is a spring sale. I got Left 4 Dead. This War of Mine. Hold on, that's not. Stealth Bastard Deluxe. I think I just purchased that for the name and I've never played it. I've got The Walking Dead. A Telltale Games series. You did see these? Yeah, so I as soon as I saw this on Kickstarter, I just yoinked it. Like it was going out of business. But they also did a one before that of these ones. The Exiled Knights, who are also very saucy. They got dogs. They got geezers with candles on their heads to light the way in the darkness. They got blokes with arrows. I mean, bows. They got a geezer with a pig. It's got all the things. There's the pig man. Dude, Jimmy, please don't. I was talking about that today already. How much are they when you look at them? Because I was looking at them the other week as well. I was talking about them with Lucian. How much are they when you looked? Because I looked the other week and I think I saw one for it's like £400 or £500. I thought to myself, I'm so tempted. But you know, I've got this cursed computer that I must get beforehand. You should buy one though. Instead of just looking, you should so I can live vicariously through you. I did say earlier that if I did get one, obviously, like we're painting lots of Ultramarines now, and there is always a temptation to paint them as Ultra lads. But saying that, I think I would do Blood Angels. Scheme. They're around 200 quid. Oh, wait. Was I on? Really? Oh, you know what? I think the one I was looking at was sealed. Apparently. I think that might have been it. Or unpunched cards or something like that. Problem is, like 200 quid. I hate to say this, but I mean, that's the Horus Heresy box set, which is an amazing box set, is what? Is not cheap, is also not cheap. But it's verging that price. And for a game which came out in, when was it, 93 or something? A box which came out in 93. It's so tempting. It's so tempting. If I did it, I would have to do it as a YouTube project. I would have to. I'd be like... Firstly, I'll go and slap my brother around, obviously, and say, why did you throw it away? I'm having to spend all this money again. And then it would have to be a YouTube project, because that's the only way I could do it. It's tended... Well... I was going to say a very smutty comment about that, Jimmy. But, you know, they are 30 years old, or whatever. It is... I suppose, I mean, the ideal thing would be to get an unopened box. But those cost, like, ridiculous amounts. If you could get one which is, like, the contents are all there, but with a beaten-up box, and then locate a better-looking one later, then you could just, like, transplant the bits. It's usually Orcs Untouched. Yeah, I know. My brother had the Orcs. My brother and I went halves on it. I think as like Christmas presents or something. So he ended up with the Orcs. He wanted the Orcs. And he got the cardboard cutout Dreadnought. And I had the Space Marines. As super gnarly ultras caked with painted death, yeah. I think I would have painted mine as Ultramarines back then. Sorry, Space Wolves. I think. I can't even remember. That's not a good sign, is it? Because I already had a bunch of Space Wolves. Because I started collecting for it for, like... I already had a bunch of Space Wolves at the time. Oh, I don't know. You should treat yourself, though, Jimmy. Oh, yeah, Lucian. Lucian, dude, you should get in on it as well. We should all get in on it. And... Lucian, you can do some wonderful painting again. And enjoy the old rules. Jimmy, if you can get it for 200... A, tell me, but also don't tell me. I mean, yeah, tell me. Oh, God. If I can get it for 200, I might as well. You wish. Is it just the lack of time, Lucian? Or are you just, like, kind of not into it at the moment? I know, I've seen your wonderful paintings, though. You have been doing. Not of miniatures, of... What do they call that anything in particular when you paint over sort of... I don't want to say news articles. Whatever that thing is that you were doing. Do they call that anything in particular? Or am I hallucinating? Oof. Be money and a bit of time. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, the only way I can justify some of the things I buy is basically hashtag content. Some of the stuff I look at and go... Some of the stuff I look at and go, I need it. Like, I absolutely need it. For example, if they brought out Mordheim again, my bank account would be decimated. But some of the stuff I look at and go, right, I could potentially make a YouTube video out of it, and that would be that. That's the way I have to look at some of these things. Thing is, I actually just need to get back to making the YouTube videos. I've been recording a bunch, but not actually editing, which I'm just kind of putting off at the moment. That's the thing. Anyway, let me have a. I did see that. I've done so little painting. I painted all morning, and then now I'm streaming. I'm doing barely anything. It's ridiculous. Absolutely terrible of me, but there we go. Did have the builder here. He was doing buildery things. doing buildery things. Fixing a bunch of things. I see there is a Steam summer sale, a Steam spring sale on as well, which is very irritating. Well, the thing to do would be to basically, I do all the painting and then I could bring, well, I can't drive, but that would be the thing to do. Ugh. Painting those old orcs in those ridiculously bright schemes. Ugh, what a time to be alive. What a time. Out of 3rd edition, 2nd, OG Warhammer Quest and More Time, I'd pick Warhammer Quest and More Time, even though I'm a bigger 40k fan. I did love 2nd edition, though. The minis are very nostalgic, and I like the old rules. This is the thing. I kind of like... It's why I'm liking Horus Heresy. Like, if I was going to play the game, it would be Horus Heresy at the moment, because like the rules aren't changing massively. There's not this constant meta-chasing nonsense, which I hate. Really don't find it that thrilling for playing the game-wise. But More Time... Seems like they're sitting on a massive pile of cash. And they're just like, nah, we've already got enough. We don't need auxiliary cash. It's like, yes, you really do. You do need auxiliary cash. Come on now. Open up those gates and, you know, get that More Time stuff out, you utter hussies. Oh, Jimmy, what? Tell me. It's data that doesn't line up with the obvious. In what way? I mean, second edition Warhammer, like my brother and I played. We didn't play masses of games, but we got the box set together. We painted the miniatures together. So I really enjoy kind of, you know, I have a lot of love for 2nd edition for that sort of reason. I never really played masses of 40k games though. Like I played against my brother and I played against some friends in America, and that's really about it. I'm glad I've got Warhammer Fantasy in that cupboard there. I've got 3 armies, sort of, waiting to be built and painted, but I have 3 armies. I'm wondering if they see how the old world... I think it's doing really well though. I believe the old world is doing well. I've not got, obviously, access to details or facts and figures, but as I understand it, it's doing really quite well. What I want them to do is bring out the old squigs again, though. Not the new twatty ones, like the old proper ones. Being judged by people who aren't hobbyists, they're mobile phone salesmen. They don't see the value in More Time, and they don't have the game designers anymore. I know, but Jimmy, look, I don't know. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but surely they just looked to their right. They looked at Kickstarter, right? They see Trench Crusade. They see Trench Crusade. The rules were written by, partially written by the person who did the rules for More Time. It's like, come on now. Maybe I'm just like, I just really like the aesthetic of it. I'm just like, I'm a bit too invested in it mentally. They seem to have a lot of money floating about for side projects. Well, listen, they can turn me into a side project, and just, you know, I will not shill anything except my love of More Time. I don't think any of the staff who've made the best games will ever come back and work for them. No. Well, this is the problem, isn't it? This is the problem. Zombella! Cheesecake is the work of the devil and disgusting. I think a lot of people have bought into, I think people have heard of, what's it called? Big Pharma. There's Big Cheesecake as well in the States. Also, in a sort of sister or a brother corporation to Big Kale in America and in the UK. Kale is also disgusting. Overrated, basically cow food. I cannot get on board with it. I keep getting forced to have it at various places, and it's driving me around the bend. I do agree with you, Jimmy, that those people won't come back. Your co-workers think you're correct. That's what's up, Zombella. They'll be nodding their heads sagely, going, you know what, that Brit, he knows what's up. He knows what's up. You remember they just didn't believe me? Well, they just have to have faith. Hello? I didn't think they'd bring the old world back after the... Me neither, Lucian. The thing is, right, they've got Spirit Fingers and Jazz Hands. I forget which one's which. That's Spirit Fingers, right? I can't even remember what bloody film that's from. That's going to irritate me. It's going to irritate me even more than I know that it was in a film. Blood Bowl. So Blood Bowl, they've got that running, right? In a sort of whatever part of the universe that runs in. Wartime was never in Warhammer Fantasy. It was like 500 or 250 years before the end times, right? So they could easily run that independently. They could easily run that independently at the Age of Bloody Sigmar as well. They could be like, oh yeah, it's before the end times. So we know when the end times was. This was 250 years before that. Easily run it. Drives me around the bend that they don't. Also, happy Friday, Zombella. I hope you're well. I strictly came in to call you out. I'm going back to work now. Thank you very much for remembering me, Zombella. Especially with Lord of the Rings and the Age of Sigmar in place, quite a big undertaking to bring back the old world. Yeah, well, it wouldn't be the same. I know, Jimmy. So I did this when I was nervously just grumbling about cheesecakes and Big Kale. Sort of twisted that into I don't know what that was, thing. More time as an active community, keeping it going. You're better off just enjoying it. Yeah, no, I do, Jim. I mean, I say I do. I don't. I've not played it at all. At this point, I'm just almost enjoying the grumbling. Almost. There will be the painting of the Wartime though at some point. And should I ever be able to get my hands on box sets which aren't recasts, then I'll be very happy. They do have. It does have an active community though, which is a really good thing. I mean, it just. I don't know. It just boggles my brain a bit. Anywho, what's everyone else up to this weekend? I know the weekend has not yet begun. Can't believe how little we've painted today. Actually, no, we did a huge amount before stream started. No, we've done actual painting today. But it's just the amount on stream has been next to none. It's just been verbal diarrhea, non-stop. They brought back epicing in a sense. That is true. No, I know, Lucian. This is my concern, though. This is my concern. You know, that is my major. It's like when they do remakes and stuff like that, they ruin it. I almost swore. Ha! They just find a way to modernize it, and in modernizing it, they just somehow lose the essence. You know? Stop Gabba. Is Legions Imperialis not doing well? As I said, I've got no real idea, but I have heard that the old world is doing actually well. It might be top, like it might even be above Age of Sigmar. It might be number 3 actually. I don't know. It's too the price. Yeah. Well, as I have said recently, like, hold on, I need to concentrate. Give me one more. Flipping Nora, I can't paint a straight line. It's all wibbly wobbly. Oh, I can blame that on old age. It's gone all wibbly wobbly. Oh! Right. What I was trying to say. Oh, we haven't done this one. Drat. Okay, hold on. What was I going to say? Oh, well, I've noticed the amount of purchases I make has drastically gone recently. You know, not recently. For the last year or so, in fact. Obviously, I have purchased things. I don't think I'll ever... well, I probably will at some point, but combined with the 3D printing as well, that's taken a major dent out of stuff. Like, for example, my World Eaters I'm 3D printing for Horus Heresy. Virtually everything is 3D printed, apart from I'll probably get the Angron and Khan models from Forge World, but that's all 3D printed though. The amount of purchases have dropped. Obviously, I'm getting Emperor's Children tomorrow. They're turning up. Teeny tiny figures, 80 quid. Yeah, it's not cheap. For example, I remember it wasn't cheap back when I was a young whippersnapper, right? A blister of miniatures. Was it 2 Terminators for a £5 back then? That sounds about right. I don't know how much a £5 would be back then, but also I was 13. So a £5 for me was a lot of money. If that makes any sense. All GW needs to do is bring back BFG and Wartime. Gabba, I know. It's way too expensive for what it is. Legions Imperialis was going to flop from the start. It's got Space Marines, Admech, and Guard. Should have been 40k. 30k is too niche. Yeah, I see that. I do see that. I mean, I like 30k. As I said earlier in stream, like, the rules are not massively changing, and there's no sort of constant meta chasing which happens in 40k, which I personally hate. But there is a wider range of armies you can choose from. And Horus Heresy is more narrative driven, as far as I can tell. That's what I enjoy. Like, I don't like looking at the battlefield and having the same bits of scenery, like the 2 middle bits and the 3, replicated on each side or whatever it is. Same shape buildings. I find it really boring. I would like very asymmetrical battlefield with like the stepped hill of doom, the destroyed chapel. I don't really care who gets what, but like it just doesn't. It's not proper. It wasn't just epic, which is what people wanted. If you don't want to buy sausages, but I like sausages. People can give me sausages if they don't want them. I will happily dispose of them. That is true, though. That is true. They usually price secondary line specialist games now at a higher price point, which is a shame. Economy of scale and all that. They sell less than 40k AOS Woofaba, so you need to bring up the price to make the cost back with profit. No, I know. Well, I mean, my uncle, he's a Dubry Firkin. He's a what's it? He's a fund manager. And I remember talking to him 2018, I think it was. And he was, because he knew I painted miniatures. I think I was just starting up minis again. I'd probably just found your stream, Jimmy, at that point, 2018. Hey, Reno, how's it going? What's cracking, dude? Happy Friday to you. I remember having a chat with my uncle, who is a fund manager, and he was talking about Games Workshop and how, like, ridiculously well they do for stakeholders, for shareholders, for shares and stuff. Oh, we do like some good BAPs. Don't get me wrong, I'm a massive Space Marine, Andy, but it needs work. No, I totally agree, dude. I do think Epic Legions Imperialis could have been 40k. It would have had to come out with more models, which might have meant the amount of profit needed to be drastically more at the same time. But, like, I don't know. I don't know much, obviously. All GW need to do is drop 30% across the board. Oh, yeah. Yeah, drastically. Like, this is the thing. I go to Element Games, right? To save money, right? What a beautiful segue that is into using my affiliate link right there in chat. Here. Right. But then in the old days, like 2 or 3 years ago, I'd say 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago as well. What am I trying to find? Hold on. Where are we? In the old days, right? This box set would not exist, be still available. This box set would not still be available. I think personally that Element dropped the ball on this and kept too much stock back and not offering at a discount like they should do. Or, well, it's up to them, obviously. And people are not buying it as a result. Like 145 for... Hold on. How many is it? Maths is 60. It's 18 miniatures. I mean, that's a huge amount of money. 145 quid. Now, the only reason I got the only reason I've ordered the Emperor's Children one is because I had some. Obviously, I got it on sale from Element Games for, I think it was 125 or something. But I also had £20 in sort of vouchers. So I got it for just over 100, and I thought to myself, well, 33 new miniatures for basically 100 quid is still expensive, but it's just about viable. It's the cost, though. Legions Imperialis is doing what Haha did back in the day. All armies had Marines and Titans. Same models, different colors. Yeah. To go all in on the armies from nothing for full Epic as opposed to what's happened with Epic. Legion Imperialis. Now they have Titans and some Marine stuff in place that can be used, flyers from AI. That is true. Because I don't know how well, I don't think Aeronautica Imperialis did well at all. I don't remember any people talking about that at all. So I'm glad they've at least kind of tried to merge it in. I just don't see people... I rarely see people talking about it. GW make most of their money through third-party stores, so it's not like they exactly, Gabba, exactly. Like the amount of box sets, the elements. I'm saying that and actually not actually 100% sure. If I type in army set, I'm just trying to remember. Like the Christmas battle forces, a bunch of those were still available. Okay, so hold on. Like up until very recently, I don't know if they still are, but you got the Death Corps, the Gloomspike Gits. I believe that was last weekend or the weekend before, though. So I'll let that one slide. The Slaves to Darkness one is still knocking around. I just typed in army set. I wasn't actually sure what the hell these things are called. Here we go. Oh, that's Slaves to Darkness. Sorry, the Age of Darkness, excuse me. I can't remember what these things are called. Okay, I might have to actually give it a... Maybe it was in... I don't know if it'll appear in these, but a bunch of them were still available up until very recently, which is just blows the mind. So I remember 2 or 3 years ago, all the Christmas box sets just disappeared because they were basically £100 before the savings, which is still a lot of money, obviously, but it's a lot more. It's a lot more achievable to purchase for a lot of people. And also, GW nerfed the units in the box already, so people are labeling the box useless. Are we talking about the Emperor's Children one, Jimmy? I saw one vid from MS Paints that sites like Element and Wayland's get the stock from GW, and more or less the price they have to sell it is to sell it, so hardly, if any, profit. I've not seen that video. I know, like, I have looked at the... they do have a minimum price they have to sell things for. Like, GW really like, yo, this is the absolute minimum that you can sell this stuff at. You can't sell it any cheaper. Unless it's sort of out of print stuff. Like, you occasionally see books going for like $5 or something. So I think a lot of stuff, there is a minimum threshold. But I think Element dropped the ball on that. That should be priced. Those army box sets should be cheaper. But I will not be buying them anyway, so whatever. Oh, hello. I need to sneeze. Sort of. I think I need to sneeze. Oh, the Krieg one. Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking I might... I was trying not... I saw an army list on, is it Goonhammer, I think, as I said earlier on stream, which I might do as a... I could talk myself into doing a 2,000-point army for YouTube and blame it on YouTube or something. Damn it. Oh, the paintbrush went wild. That wasn't my fault. They could, but they have shareholders. GW also don't do sales. I can't remember the last time I saw a sale. When did they last do a sale? It's against the MO now. Their biggest cost is staff and property. Yeah, exactly. Or at least it used to be back in the managers' meetings and the ho trips. He said in the video, due to sales tax and such, he figured out if he spent over a certain amount, he could put Wayland's out of business. Oh my God. Sorry, folks, that was my concentration face. It was probably... Anyway, long and short of it is, I still like mini painting, even if I paint slightly. But, and I'll always like the Space Marines. I just have to be a bit slightly more choosy. And just always choose Ultramarines. I think there's a large enough portion of new customers who have the money so the company doesn't care. And that's just how it'll be until that line of people burns out. I just also wonder, it's like, obviously I do the 3D printing stuff, right? Like how that's, it's obviously not affecting it that much at the moment, but there will surely come a time when the amount of awesome minis available to be printed. I mean, there are so many awesome minis already out there to be printed. Have we done you yet? I think I might be missing bits and pieces on some of them, but I'm going around to Ben painted. I actually got to paint a Space Marine. Ladies and jelly spoons, we have a Space Marine. Okay. Like you see young people buying single regiment boxes and they're buzzing their tits off, not realizing most of us would have got an army for that price 3 years ago. Yeah. I just still 145 is a mind-boggling price for those army sets. Combat Patrol going up to 100 quid. I think the Combat Patrol should be almost as cheap as possible. I think a Combat Patrol should be as cheap as possible, but also not ideal to buy multiple ones. Like from a company point of view, I'd think I'd want as many people to get this as possible to get them into the hobby. But so you can play a game of Combat Patrol or whatever they call it. But I want the contents of this box set to be not really good if you buy 3 of them, for example. Does that make sense? Instead of charging 100 quid. They gave out vouchers. God, I've not had a voucher. Yeah, that is true, actually. I'm just trying to remember when my... Oh, I did have a voucher. I never used it. I never used it because I looked at it and then I thought, drat. With post, I can get it delivered to the local store for free, but I don't know. I managed to talk myself out of using it somehow. The last real ones I recall back in the 90s, blue and yellow. Oh, the sticker sales back in the 90s. I'm struggling to remember. It's a long time ago. I remember they did Warhammer Plus. They do offers and things for free when you buy certain things or spend so much. Yeah. GW aren't as fussed by the types of customers who are looking at Element and such. GW is there for the entry point and easy access point for new fans and gift buying. Yeah. Well, for the gift buying, I always wiggle my eyebrows and be like, yo, bro. Get it from I give them a link if possible, and they can save some money for my Christmas present when they buy me a book or whatever, and save themselves some money rather than whatnot. Make it a loss leader. That's the word I'm looking for, Lucian. Yes. I know they do have the starting box sets, the whatever they're called. They literally just called start collecting starter sets or something. But they only have essentials. Getting all over the place. Right, they do these things, right? The introductory sets, which are good, I think. Even more so if you have a friend who wants Tyranids or wants the Space Marines to go in on to go. I think these are good deals, but only if you have want someone who have someone who can go halves with you, basically. Because not everyone wants Tyranids, not everyone wants Space Marines. And then there are plenty of people who want neither. They want Orcs or Necrons or Eldar or something. Oi, oi, Squeezel. What's cracking? Squats. They want squats. And they get Votan instead. By the way, if you're here on Twitch, don't forget to use your channel points on the community goal. It's there. We're at 40%. We've got 18 days left. Etc, etc. And if you're on YouTube, hello there. Hello, hello, hello. Same reason GW don't make airbrushes and wet palettes as the next step into the hobby for more enthusiasts. That makes sense. Well, I know, yeah. I mean, it's definitely the entry level stuff does make sense. Plus, once they start doing airbrushes, that would be a whole new level of stuff and expense. Recruitment is why GW stores exist primarily. Retention is a close second. They do, however, know that hardcore vets go elsewhere. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Necromunda still has squats. That is true. That is true. That is true. But only recently, right? The fact that a big thing they push in stores now for me, is Battle Honors a learning royalty scheme that provides people... Well, I remember... So what was the Skulls program? Back in the early 2000s or late 90s or whatever it was. I think it used to be like a loyalty thing where every... What was it? I don't know, every £20 you spent, you got a skull, or every tenner or whatever it was. And every X amount of skulls, you got a thing. I have the bloke with the banner bearing Ultramarine of Doom, which we will paint at some point. By the way, next March from a Crag, we're not painting Ultramarines, we'll paint a successor chapter. Not the entire chapter, obviously, but maybe a unit. Oh, thanks for the link there. They did try the... Oh, did they, Squeezel? I can't remember that. I can't remember that at all. Their price cheaper comparatively... Oh, okay. Yeah, so Lucian, that's what I was thinking about. That's what I think for the combat patrols. I still think that making them basically equal in quality to the other combat patrols... Loss leader was the word I was looking for. And not really making it... They might not be the ideal things you wouldn't really choose to want multiple of in your army. But also be cheap enough where to sort of get people hooked. They've been in Necromunda for a while. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I keep forgetting about them. It wasn't great. Young people must choose 30 to 50 activities. For each activity completed, the store staff will give them a stamp to mark their accomplishment, and every time they complete a section, they will receive a fun and useful reward. Well, that's always a good thing. People like goals, right? Well, I do think like stuff like that is, if you got friends who are also interested in it and like doing that kind of stuff together, I do think it's a good thing. Was more for activity clubs. Yeah. I think those are like, especially if you've got a bunch of friends to do that kind of stuff with, is a good thing. Folks, sorry. We've done so little painting today. And we have done a lot of painting, but also not a huge amount. On stream, I should clarify. I've lost the power of brush control. Oh, dear. It's probably going to take me all weekend to get these finished, which is going to put me drastically behind schedule. Last time I was in Chatham store, a couple walked in and the manager was explaining it to them. The more you do, the more goodies you get, like free paintbrushes. Everyone likes goodies, right? Everyone likes sweet, sweet goodies. Reno, have you managed to get any more paint on your salamanders? Being too stressed out? Ah, bugger. Sorry to hear that, dude. I hopefully, well. Ooh, hello. Hopefully that one can get back to, painting ASAP. Goes without saying. I don't really go to my local GW store. It is occasionally close. I mean, it is close. It's not occasionally close. It's always close. But I don't know. I just don't really go there. Currently weighed up my options whether I want to get up at 4 a.m. Oh, God. 4 a.m.? Where's the race? That's usually when I go to bed. So, or at least that's used to be when I went to bed at 4 a.m. I've managed to sort of reel that back in a little bit. Melbourne, okay. What's your current thoughts on it? Are you leaning towards doing it, or it's like, It's going to watch the race. That's bloody early, mate. That's just... I mean, oh god, folks, we got a bit of unpainted elbow. I'm gonna have to. Oh, I think we completely missed this arm by the looks of it. There's no sort of panel lining on the inner bit. Outside, yes, but the inner bit, no. I'm gonna slap some Null Oil on that bad boy and pretend we did it, or just have the arm, the miniature like that for the photo. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just have the arm, this one, looking this way. And everyone will be like, yo, Marvin, the monsters are facing the other direction. He's like, no, I'm keeping an eye on the back, just in case there are any naughty ones. The race starts at 4 a.m, so up at 3:30. Oh, flipping no arena. Oh, no. No, absolutely not. Yeah, I would save your energy for the actual race, Reno. Have a lie-in. It's Saturday. Only for the dedicated fan at 11 p.m. Oi. No. Yeah. Like, I go to bed at like 1 now. Well, I attempt to go to bed at 1. I really do. I normally finish streaming at like 8-ish. Then I go and shower and have some supper. And I usually watch something on the TV for an hour. Then I come back and paint. Usually that involves throwing a film on. But unfortunately, I spend a bit too long trying to find a film to watch, and then it's like, and I hate putting on a film and not finishing it. The film, which drives me around the bend. So I have to watch the end of the film. So that usually means actually bed at 1:30. Bill Nigel Mansell's. Oh crikey, I remember that one. That was a sweet car. I can't believe how fat those tires were. Absolutely chunky beasts. I suppose they still are pretty chunky, but I always... Like in my mind, maybe they were even fatter back then. I don't know how the fatness stacks up to today's fatness when it comes to wheels. Racing wheels. But those old cars, oh, and other noises as well. Oh, I see that Lego Mansell as well. That's with the moustache. That's fantastic. I love that. I think they might have been the power was, it was so juicy. Yeah, exactly. I just saw the Tash as well. That's fantastic. Oh, that's great stuff. Ah, good times. Yeah. I got to troubleshoot my bloody TikToks, which I cursed myself for having to do. I was also going to Google. There was a tab I wanted to look at on the browser of Doom. I just need to find it. It popped into my brain really quickly, and now it's disappeared. Moonwalked out, just leaving me with the recollection of having an idea that I wanted to say something. What the hell was it? The vids Lego did were fun. It's Nigel at Silverstone. Next to the real car playing with the Lego car. Oh, I can't remember any of that. Because I never, like, kind of got back into Lego. I have a Lego Technic thing in that cupboard over there, which maybe we'll build at some point. If we ever hit, maybe have that as a sub goal at some point. Instead of painting a miniature, we'll build a Lego thing. But I have a Lego Technic thing, I think, in that cupboard over there. But sorry, my brain is like partially trying to think what the hell I was trying to think of that I wanted to bring up, because I had a tab open somewhere and I wanted to. Was it? Oh, wait. Oh, my brain's yes, okay. All right. It's 3D printed things I was wanting to look at. It's cool as I can take the engine shroud off and you can see the V10. Oh, man, the noise of those cars. I've only been to one Formula One race. I've been to like a couple of... I went to a sort of... So I've been to one Formula One race. That was in the States. I went to Indianapolis back in 2000 and... I'm going to say 5 and be wrong, but anyway, early 2000s. I did go to the... Oh god, I've forgotten the name of it. There's a racetrack in the UK, and they did basically a retro race. They do a retro race day, where they brought out old cars to race, which was really nice. There was one beast of it. There were some old like beasts with, I don't know what the engine was in there. It was part Tiger, part Monster. With just sounded so amazing. Like there were great big old Mercedes race cars. These like I guess they're like 30s, 40s, maybe 50s era race cars. Yeah, Goodwood. It was. Thank you for reminding. I was really struggling to remember the name of it. So I went to one, like my mum and dad, myself, and my youngest brother. I don't think the middle brother went to Goodwood. That time. So we all sort of, I don't know, got into sort of 30s or 40s looking clothes kind of thing. Festival of Speed. I know, the Revival, that's what it was called. That was a really good time. I absolutely loved that. So this is obviously mini painting. But they had all the old cars and stuff. It's not really as many photos. Oh, we've got some photos. So they had these bad boys. Is there a way to actually scroll images on here, or are you just gonna? No. That's depressing. Anyway, there was one particular car I keep. Oh, I don't know. It was stainless steel. Or something like that. It was very, very, very shiny, and it was an absolute monster. And I didn't know the name of the car, and I'll never be able to remember it, unfortunately. But it was such a nice looking car. It was what a time to be alive. This was a really fun thing. But the other thing, where's the pedal gone? The other thing I liked is going to. I used to, when I was up at school, go to hill races, which were a lot of fun. I think it was mostly kind of, well, there's a variety of cars, whatever really worked. Those little hill races, or whatever they were called. I've forgotten the name of them. Is it a hill race? It was a thing. Hill climb. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Reno. Yeah. Like my old boarding school was right on there. Was relatively close to one, so we used to go there a fair amount. Drat. So I think the plan for these is we're just going to do the one edge highlight. For the sergeants, etc., we'll do 2 edge highlights. I think that makes sense. For the sake of my sanity, I don't mind spending a little bit more time on the, or else I'm more than happy to spend a bit more time on the sergeant or banner bearers or whatever. But the regular line troops. Problem is though, I've got these 20 geezers to do. Then I've got on top of this, I've got another 20 Devastator guys, and then I've got a tactical squad, which basically need entirely repainting all over again. I just, as much as I want to spend a long time painting these, I just don't have the time. What is this color here, by the way? Is this dark grey? I think en masse, once I decide on like the base that I want to do on all 106 or 104 of them, once I've done all of the bases and I take a group shot of them, I think they'll look great. Even if like there are definitely some which look a bit ropey. I'll just have to hide the ropier ones towards the back. Just be like, oh, they're having a bad photo day. When you had to all go together and take the school photo. It's like, oh, feeling ill. To the back. Child. But we'll do the best we can and try not to, make a pig's ear of what we do. Do. The new Lego Technic F1 cars are about 2.5 times bigger. Oh, really? How much? Do you remember how much you purchased your Mansell Lego car for? Or how much it was at the time? I've still got that picture of Nige. Oh, I see you have popped the hood off there. God, those old cars. Where are we? We're looking for a link for that was aggressive. Okay, this is aggressive dark synth, royalty free. We'll see how this is. 69, nice. Only came out last. Oh, really? It only came out last week. Oh, crikey. 200 quid though. I would have to be very invested in what I was buying to spend that much on a Lego kit. Like, for example, like the kits which I am I'm trying not to be tempted by them, but the kits which have tempted me in the past, basically the Lego, the Ecto one, and the Firehouse. I believe the Ecto one's still available. The Firehouse, I think, has gone. Those two I would have been, if I was like a bit more kind of, I don't know, whatever the word is, into Lego or something, then those are the two I would have definitely purchased. I don't really know. Like, I know they got quite a range of sort of dioramas and things. But those two Ghostbusters ones, yeah. Senna came out last year. Oh, really? You only got the Mouncer one. He's your favourite old school driver and wasn't silly money. Plus, he's got that moustache, Reno. That alone is worth the 69, right? The rest of it's, you know. That I was gibbering on for too long and the paint dried on the brush. 50 for the Tash. Exactly. Yeah. God, the Ayrton Senna one. For me, though, like, I mean, I used to love Formula One up until a few years ago, and I just kind of just got by it. But in the good old days, absolutely adored it. Well, I loved watching the races, but rally racing, when that used to be on the TV, oh, baby. I had no idea what was going on, except people were driving very fast around really small roads. And I thought it was a lot of fun to watch on the TV. On the ancient TV it was as well, my God. That was back when we were living up in Shropshire. Oh, this brush is going definitely a bit wonky on me. We can try and, the wet palette's still okay. I think it's not adding quite enough water to it. Yeah, it's going to take quite a while over the weekend. Still, I've got many series of The Walking Dead ahead of me. As long as I'm definitely done with them by Sunday night. I'm not including the bases in that. If I can figure out exactly what I want to do with the bases, then maybe I'll add that. But as of now, I'm not adding the bases to the list of what must be done. So I want to be certain I'm making the right choice with them. I just don't want to rebase all of them. Already having to rebase 50 of them. We got to do the linings on the shoulder pad as well. Yeah, that inner arm needs tickling. Do, do, do. I'm not sure about that blue glow. I mean, edge highlight. It looks almost like a glow, which is not good. Okay. Shoulder pads to do, which I'm not looking forward to doing. But there we go. Functional. Well, oh, all right. Not perfect. There's a little bit of tidying up to do here and there, but it's okay, I suppose. Anyway, good enough for Disney at least. There are little bits I need to come back on this particular one. That inner arm needs a bit of Nuln Oil, and won't be re-oiling that, for example. But that's okay. Let's do this one. I wish I did more. I only did one bloke without his bonce on, which is rather depressing. Obviously, and there is this guy here who I think is going to be the sergeant. I need to repaint. I tore his head off because I wasn't happy with it. I have to redo that when I do the Tactical Marines next week. Did I finish my coffee? I think I did. You like the tunes? I like it as well. I was listening to a lot of techno yesterday. Techno? Dance? Like 2000s? Stuff like that. As much as I would like to listen to relaxed, a bit more chilled music, I find as soon as I start doing that, I paint a lot slower. And that's saying something. It's a bit too relaxed. So occasionally we do have to sort of speed things up a little bit. So everyone eating tonight. I'm having a sneeze. Just reheated stuff, basically. It's going to reheat some chili. Hopefully there'll be enough. Apart from that, I don't know if there's not enough. Probably an auxiliary bowl of cereal probably wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility. Have to try and think of something slightly jazzier for the weekend, though. Okay. It's looking okay. Not done anything with the gold though, and the metallics, which I'll probably have to just give a little tickle to, because I know some of the gold needs a tiny bit of brightening up. Right, what are we missing? I know we're forgetting something. Back of the heels, I suppose. There's a little bit of something. Functionally okay. How does he compare to this? I'm not quite finished. Blue is, I don't know, it's slightly... Look at it on camera. What's up, DG? How's it going, dude? Happy Friday. What's going on? How you doing? We are painting lots of blue. Can't wait to move on to the next highlight. Have to be get done by the weekend though. That's the general gist. Ooh, fell out. Although by the end of the weekend, I suppose. Add that little caveat so I don't feel too stressed. So the weekend, that is, yeah, well, we got 20 here. I've got 20 more Devastators down there, which need completely painting. And unfortunately, the very first 10 that I got in this box set of 106 minis or whatever it was, I already painted 17 years ago. Unfortunately, a completely different shade of blue. So these 10 need to get repainted. Which I'm slightly trepidatious about. For no particular reason, but there we go. Yeah, that's a good point. Plus, I'm using completely different colours. Like, I'm pretty sure the old ones I did Necron Abyss. Pretty sure I use Necron Abyss, which does still work, thankfully. Royal Blue. And then I think I used Necron Abyss, dry brush this on dry brush Royal Blue over that, and then did a wash of black shade stuff. And maybe an edge highlight after that. I can't really remember. They are a lot dark. They are considerably darker. And now I'm using Vallejo Ultramarine Blue, Magic Blue, and Electric Blue to paint them. So they are like quite a lot brighter anyway. It's definitely, they've not faded because they've basically been in storage. They've basically been in storage. The only thing I do like about them is I think I did an okay job on the gold. Which we are going to have to attempt to replicate. But it's not a disaster. We're just going to spray over them with this color, and we're going to leave this underneath because we've got edge highlighting to do anyway. I think it'll be okay. Or at least I hope it will be. Rather than completely stripping them, which is I do not want to do. I do not want to be doing that at all. If I can avoid it. What are your plans for the weekend? Oh. Pip forms and hopefully I keep like I've never actually applied for a pip for that. I mean I've been told I can get it for the epilepsy and like not being able to drive, etc. And general day-to-day stuff, but I've just not entirely sure if I've definitely not applied for it before, but I just wonder if maybe it might be worth doing. Not sure if I'll get it or not, but they told me to apply when they switched me to UC last month. Same as you. Yeah. Like I've been told I can get it. I'm just too. I don't know. I've just been too stubborn in the past or whatever. I don't particularly know why. I just. Might look into it. It would certainly make things a little bit easier. It's the size of the form that... Oh my god. That's a lot of pages. Like, how much of that is kind of reading? Like, and how much of it is, like, form filling in? Because I've seen some forms in the past where, like, you got... There's a lot of reading to do so you understand the answer you're about to give is correct or whatnot. There's like a checkbox or like 5 options to choose from or something. I've never seen this form though, so. Most of it's essay. Oh my god. Well, that's fun. It's got a separate advice book. Okay. I would say 33% multiple choice and 60%. How do you? I don't know. Well, it's worth it if you can take the time and get it filled in. You got 10 days to fill it in and get. Oh, really? Do you? So do you speak to them and then you once they send it out, you have X amount of days to get it done, get it back to them. I'm struggling to speak. I don't know. Sometimes I do wonder if I'm struggling to speak a little bit, like get words out properly. Hopefully, it's not the epilepsy like medication. That would be that would be pain in the posterior to go through all that nonsense again. We are getting there. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Many cups of tea, I think, might be needed. For me, it sounds like that would be a cup of tea and biscuit fest. Well, yeah, it's I'm not remotely keen on filling in forms. I absolutely. I think usually when I have to do, something like that is usually getting a lot of tea, maybe some biscuits, some custard creams, or some jammy. Actually, jammy Dodgers. I had a packet. Those things don't last. I've checked. I had to buy a few packs just to check to be sure. Those don't last. Custard creams, something like that. Lots of tea, and then I usually end up throwing on a film to have in the background. No, exactly, DG. Likewise, I'm not keen on this at all. Not my favorite thing to do at any time. However, as you say, in the long run, definitely worth it. Oh, that brush is going a bit wibbly wobbly all over the place. Mm. Mm. It's keeping a rough eye on the old time. Hmm. Well, we've done 3. All the jetpacks are done. One jetpack I need to really tart up. No, actually 2, actually, because we've got 2 sergeants to do. 2 need to get completely tarted up with another edge highlight. Probably going to go ahead with Space Wolf Grey, which I think is... not sure what it's called. Fenris Grey, maybe? I don't know. Some variety of colour. Should have been doing the forms today, but spent it messing around with Blender. I need to get back. Well, I say I need to get back into Blender. That's actually incorrect. I tried Blender in 2013 or 14 and just could not get to grips with the UI because I'd been using 3D Max and I just could not get into Blender when I tried. So I have been thinking though I should probably attempt to give a Blender a good go though. Finally, like I've not done 3D modeling in a long time, so I think maybe sometime this year I'd like to give it a go again. Just for like, very relatively basic stuff. I don't sculpting, you just kit bash STLs together. Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons. I know like it's come a long way and I know the UI had a complete overhaul or a massive overhaul at least, not necessarily a complete one. And it became a lot more usable. as a result of that. But that by then I was already like using Maya and 3D Max like quite predominantly. So I didn't really bother going back testing Blender at the time. A bit of a shame, but there we go. Oh, that was a bit of a chunky highlight. I was not meaning to do that. Okay, right. Right, Hideki. I'm going to put that lid on because otherwise the wet palette's going to dry out. I'm going to come back to that one later. Yes. So, lots more of that to paint tonight. So yeah, that is that. Basically, hopefully we won't be painting any Assault Marines next week. That is for sure. We'll be moving on to the Devastator squad, the tactical squad of 2 of them. So that's 10 regular Marines with bolters, and then we'll leave the final week, hopefully, for the heavy weapons and 2 special weapon guys. So that's all I've got to say there. I will quickly go here. I will say thank you very much for people watching me on YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And I'll see you on Monday's stream at 4 p.m. UK time. So thank you very much for you. And